Hi dear students, today we will have the revision of poem 4 After Blenheim written by Robert Southey. You may please take page number 17 in your treasure trove. After Blenheim written by Robert Southey. It is an anti-war poem which criticizes the destruction caused by the war. The dangers of war is discussed in the poem After Blenheim. The main characters in this poem are the old Casper, Peterkin, then Wilhelmine. And old Casper is the grandfather, Peterkin and Wilhelmine are the grandchildren of old Casper. And this poem, it is in the form of a dialogue between old Casper and his grandchildren, and it is a ballad. Ballad means it is a narration. And the main themes discussed in this poem are war is something very horrible, it is something very dangerous. Then the generation gap. Generation gap means the gap between the old Casper and the grandchildren. Old Casper is having conventional ideas, but the children or the grandchildren, they are having the innocent thought. And from this poem, as I told you earlier, it gives an idea about the destruction caused by the war. And one day old Casper was sitting there after finishing his work. Then one of his grandchildren, Peterkin, he brought something very smooth and round shaped. Then old Casper identified that object and says that is a skull of the soldier who fought in the Great War. Then old Casper went on praising the war that happened. Then he expressed the destruction that caused by the war, but then also he was saying that it was a great victory, it was something very good, and we won the battle. But the innocent children, they didn't understand anything. For them, the war was something very dangerous and it was a destructive thing. But the old Casper, since he was having a conventional thought, that means already it was said by the authority that we won the battle and it was a great victory, and that was the only thing in the mind of old Casper. So he continuously said that it was a great victory and it was something good. But the grandchildren, they were not ready to accept. For them, something which caused a lot of destruction, how we can call that as a great thing or a great victory. Here the old Casper gives some ideas about the war. It was a war between English and the French, and who won the battle? It was the British, and old Casper belonged to the British side, so he was very happy with that one. From this we can understand, during the time of war, old Casper and his family, his parents, they lost all their properties and they were forced to go to some other places, and many people lost their lives. Then also he is praising the war. So go through the poem, study the rhyme scheme, the form of the poem and the meanings given there in the poem, and everything you must study and you have to prepare very well. Hope that it is clear to you, and if there is any doubt you can ask me and you can just go through the previous videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.